The Massage by Gordon Blitz. Dave, a 40-year-old gay man, is laying on a massage table. Next to Dave is Tim, the masseur.
Do you really have to go through this whole routine every time? I feel like it's wasting time. The only thing that matters are your hands and the deep tissue massage.
Not just doing this stuff for you. It helps me get in the mood for the body work. Otherwise, it's like I'm just working on a piece of meat. I have to ease
Well,
into it.
speed it up. Oh, mm.
Still can't get over the order that you like things done. Most people want me to do their back first, but you're just the opposite.
I just want you to loosen up the front before you get to my back muscles.
You seem to be in a pretty good mood. Things must be going well with Garth.
Yes, Garth had a breakthrough. His voice is coming back, finally. Since his stroke, he's had trouble communicating. All he could do was write, and that was with his left hand.
And you told me that he was right-handed. Is there any chance that he'll regain movement on his right side?
The doctors aren't hopeful. It was a bad stroke, even though he's young, barely 30, and in good health.
I know. He was your trainer, wasn't he?
The doctors think he was taking steroids, and that's what caused the stroke.
I just don't get it. I mean, the guy had a great body. Why would he even be taking steroids?
Does it really matter?
Okay, it's time for you to turn to the side so I can do your back.
I feel sorry for him. You know, None of his friends ever visit. It's like they don't want to see this vibrant guy become a shell of himself. It makes me think they were never his friends. All those gym rats showing off their bodies all the time, running with no shirt, so full of themselves.
So many of my clients are like that. And talk about vanity. My goodness. If they have 1 ounce of fat or a pimple, it's like at the end of the world.
At least Garth wasn't that way. That's why I fell in love with him. So good looking and so sweet. I mean, he had that smile that made me melt and so supportive of me. It was almost like, in addition to being a body trainer, he was something like a life coach. I used to have such a poor body image. Ah, ah, ah.
Okay. You said you wanted me to be rough.
Rough and torturing are two different things. I don't want to feel like I'm on the rack from the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh, you're way beyond tight. No pain, no gain.
Just ease back a little bit, okay? Otherwise, I won't be able to see Garth this afternoon. I'm supposed to take him to the doctor.
You never told him how you feel.
No, even though he built me up, I knew I wasn't his type. He liked that bad boy trade.
Oh, I just hope he's appreciative of what you've been doing.
I don't know if it's your voice or those magic hands, but whatever you just touched got to me. It's like you said about breaking down scar tissue when you give me a massage, but you're also removing that wall around me. You're better than my therapist.
I wish someone would touch me and make me cry. Are you still seeing Garth every day? I don't know how you do it.
Yes. And when I look into his eyes, I think I can tell how thankful he is. He never wrote those words down, but I'm hoping that now he can talk. He'll tell me. Enough about me. What's going on with you and Bennett? The last time we talked, you said something was going to happen between you two.
I wish you weren't going to ask me about that.
Come on, I tell you everything.
Okay. Before I give you the sordid details, today is the anniversary of Caleb's death.
Has it been a year already?
So even though I'm not Jewish, I've been using this past year to mourn his death. I haven't dated.
I didn't know grieving for a year is just a Jewish thing.
Dave touches Tim's hand.
Trying to get back at me for making you cry.
I just wanted you to know that I understand.
Hardly ever cry anymore. I think I burned myself out when Caleb died, and I couldn't stop myself. I got so bad that I didn't want to start crying, thinking it would never stop.
I don't suppose you have a therapist.
Now, you know, sometimes when I hear these stories from my clients, it clears my head. Makes me think that everyone has this pain that they're carrying around, not just physical pain, but emotional pain.
That's exactly what you're doing when you give me these deep tissue massages. That's when you get to the root, and it helps me unwind.
My goodness, you should become a massage therapist yourself. You seem to know so much about it.
No way would I want to spend all day digging into people's skin and muscles, especially guys that smell. I ever told you that when you touch my feet, I almost have an orgasm.
I should charge you extra.
Even though I love when you do my feet, I hate the fact that it means the session is half over. Speaking about sex, weren't you planning on doing the deed with Bennett?
I thought that since I've been friends with Bennett for 20 years, that maybe he should be the first person I have sex with since Caleb died.
I remember you said you had a crush on him, but that it didn't work out.
When we met in high school, he was like the first guy that really turned me on. And it wasn't just his looks, but he knew so much about music. I mean, every kind of music, every genre. We would talk for hours listening to classic rock, pop, rap, country, R&B. And he was this maven about pop charts, how many weeks a song was number one. I just went nuts. I couldn't keep my hands off of him. But Bennett was closeted.
So you never had sex with him as a teenager?
We wrestled a little bit, but he wouldn't let me kiss him. And when I said that I was in love with him, it really scared him. We didn't talk for almost a year. But once I got together with Caleb, we became friends again. Then it probably felt safer that I wasn't going to make him gay.
Did he ever come out?
Yes, I think he was just taking his time. And Bennett has been so good to me since Caleb died.
You know, some of this stuff is new. You never really told me all of this. So what happened?
Well, I was thinking about talking to him about trying sex, but then I thought, that's not very romantic. I mean, he was my first love. It took me almost 6 months to get over him during that year we didn't speak.
And you probably knew that just because you were friends with someone didn't necessarily lead to getting romantic, but it sounds like you were willing to risk it.
Just kept thinking, I love this guy. And if Caleb hadn't come into my life and Bennett had come out earlier, I probably would have been lovers with Bennett. Anyway, I had him come over for dinner. I set a romantic mood, candles. I set the table with my good china, even crystal glasses for the wine. I thought maybe he would get the hint. I was going to play the song You Are Woman, where Nikki Arnstein seduces Fanny Bryce in Funny Girl.
Please tell me you didn't do that.
No, I didn't. And we had a great time, eating and drinking, very relaxed. After dessert, I said, why don't we sit on the couch? After we sat, I didn't speak, He was quiet too. I love that we both aren't afraid of silence. I looked at him and we kissed. This was the first time we'd done that. I can tell this was something that he never done often. He never talked about sexual conquests. He never lived with anyone. No mention of a boyfriend. I often wondered if he had ever had sex with anyone.
So, after you kissed,
I took his hand and led him to the bedroom. I started taking off my clothes, and then his. He giggled a bit, but he didn't stop me.
my goodness, you're dragging this out.
Okay, okay. Once we were naked, I knew something was wrong. I couldn't get hard. I don't know why. Maybe it was because Bennett had gained some weight, or maybe because we've been friends for so long. How is it possible that someone I wanted to pounce on and was so into no longer did it for me?
Was Bennett getting excited?
Yes, I think so. I was getting embarrassed. Something that I wanted for so long, and now it was like I couldn't even imagine having sex with him. Such a turnaround.
Well, at least you took a chance. Look at me. I'm afraid to even tell Garth how I feel. Afraid he'll reject me.
I just wanted to get dressed and try to forget the whole incident. I really didn't want to talk to Bennett about it. And he seemed okay with that. He just got dressed too. We haven't talked about it. I mean, there's nothing to say about it anyway.
I get it. Better to have a friend for life. Sex might have destroyed your friendship.
Like both of us are stuck. In the old days, would have been fuck buddies. Guess that doesn't happen anymore.
You and I are almost in a competition for who can go the longest without having sex.
Wasn't that in a Seinfeld episode?
Well, that was actually about masturbation.
Well, I'm definitely not giving that up.
I agree.
Well done. You can get dressed.
Oh. Isn't it funny? I've been coming here every week for the last 2 years, and we tell each other everything that's going on in our lives. We should go out. I mean, not like a date or anything, just as friends.
That's why you have Garth.
And you have Bennett. You can never have too many friends, right?
I'm not supposed to see clients outside of work.
Oh, please. I can't believe anyone follows that archaic rule.
I do like you. And there's something about giving you a massage and the way you react. A real give and take. Not like my other clients. They don't really get into any heavy discussions like we do.
I feel that too. What could be more intimate than what happens here? Talk about being vulnerable. I know I feel like you've stripped away a lot of my shit.
When I touch you, there's some sort of vibration going on. Can't explain it.
Don't question it. We should just go with the flow. Can I give you a hug?
They both hug each other.
Very well acted. I thought the cast was amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, they were really good actors.
Agreed.
The actors were very good, yeah.
Have they've left?
No,
Wayne's
they didn't
here.
leave Wayne's.
They're both here.
Okay, they just have everything turned off.
Yeah, they're embarrassed.
I wanted to congratulate Wayne because he kept massaging the entire time.
I know, and I was worried that he was going to get carpal tunnel from Patricia.
I kept thinking, which, is it Todd or Dave? Dave is the actor, Todd is the name, is that it? I kept
Dave
Should he be moving around while he's talking?
Yeah.
I just thought that, that would be a lot to ask for an actor to try to stay in this mindset that he's being massaged at the same time that he's talking. But yeah, I thought they did a good job.
I think that it actually works better on Zoom because I think on stage it would be a little bit awkward for the guy who's getting the massage, like you said. So very pleased with this work.
Would this be a piece that you would want to present on stage?
Oh, I don't know. I guess if you get a clever director or someone, figure out how to pull it off.
It probably would work better in on the screen, right?
Yeah.
With cameras, you have a real massage table and all of that. On the stage, it's like a little bit.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because you could, with the camera, you could shoot from the guy's position who's being massaged and then change it back to the guy who's doing the massage.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Very effective.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So did Gordon, for you, did it come out the way you were expecting it to come out?
Beyond my wildest, I mean, it just, I don't know if it was the actors or but it just seems so natural.
Yeah.
I always worry, when it's such a solo type thing, writing and it's just in your head and you think, oh my God, when the actors get a hold of it. And I'm always, and maybe this is because I see movies or whatever, I'm always expecting the actors to have questions for me, like, what's the motivation? But they don't. So I guess that's a testament to me or something to be, if I want to brag about it. But I'm just surprised. And maybe that's a cliche that actors, always want to ask the writer, what's behind things.
And I usually start these sessions, or even when I'm doing a rehearsal for other things, I'll say, anybody have any questions? Anybody?
Right.
There's a line in there that you think you don't understand or you want changed or something like that. I'm always wanting it be more of a collaboration, because for me it's this experience of honing the skills of writing, and unless you collaborate and are willing to be open to that feedback, it's sort of like your work doesn't change. And that's what I think is really great about this group, particularly writers, is like you said, we're kind of isolated in our writing. So when we're given a chance to really hear the work, some things will resonate with us and some things will go, oh, I need to change that kind of thing. Yeah. I think it really helps writers, and I think it's particularly good for actors too, to be able to get into characters so quickly with so little rehearsal.
Right. Yeah, we had two rehearsal sessions, so that was nice. That was helpful, and it was interesting during the break when we were in the breakout rooms. I was just talking about how I came up with this, and it's stuff from my own life. I'm always stealing stuff from people's lives, and so
I always tell people when I'm having conversations, I said, be careful what you say, it may end up in one of my scripts.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, especially my husband, who's an attorney, he's always worried what I'm going to say.
He'll have to get you to sign an NDA before you have So will you be back with another piece?
Yes. Yeah.
Great. So May is open. I think there's only 2 pieces submitted so far.
Okay. Well, I've got a whole canon of work, so I like this experience because it was new. I had no idea. I got a lot out of this, so I'm very, very impressed with the work and the actors and the whole shebang. So thank you.
We're an international crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's Rex?
I had something else come up because he said he wouldn't be able to come in, but he'll be back in May.
Mm.
New Zealand was offline today.
Yeah.
But you know he's somewhere's doing something with someone else.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever sleeps. So anybody else got anything else?
Playground LA and Playground New York are open for submissions now. They're cutting back on the number of riders this time, so it's going to be a little bit more competitive. Instead of 36 riders, they're only doing 25 riders, and they're only doing four shows this next season instead of 6. So they're scaling back a little bit,
Well,
but
the
it's still a worthwhile group to belong to. They do some really amazing work.
problem with Playground New York is they don't accept riders from Connecticut.
Ah,
You have to be New York or New Jersey,
ah.
and maybe Pennsylvania, maybe, but not Connecticut.
Not Connecticut.
I've asked. Although, I guess it's the other group that does the Drop and Give Me 10. I think that's another group who does that. So occasionally I do some writing for them. Oh, and the script, A Day in 68. Corey and Michelle, I think, are going to be doing that next month.
Mhm.
Right, Corey?
Yes, yeah, yours, right? That's yours, right?
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
if Michelle can, but I can, sure. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Um,
Great. Okay.
Yeah, that one's a cool one.
Yeah, there's some interesting things that came out of the research for that I found really interesting. So our next one will be May 25th. And like I said, we only have 2 scripts submitted so far. Well, maybe with mine it's 3. I'll have to double check.
Thanks for hosting.
Well, thanks
Yes.
for coming.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, everyone. It was
Thanks, everyone.
great. Great catching
Yes.
up.
Wonderful
Great
work,
actors, great
wonderful.
writers. Thank you so much.
Great, Stephen. Thank you, Carol. Thank you,
Bye,
Kaz.
everyone.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yes.
See you next
Can't
time.
wait to see the
Bye.
videos.
Thanks.
Yeah. Take care, all. Stay well.
So long.